In my experience as a gay atheist, it seems that atheists are no less homophobic and intolerant than religious people, and that's probably not what you'd expect from atheists, because religious faith is a strong predictor of opposition to gay rights. 75% of people who attend religious services weekly oppose gay marriage, whereas 4 of the top 10 least religious states have legalized gay marriage, and 63% of secular Americans support gay marriage compared to the national average of 35%. And many leading atheists have spoken out against religiously motivated bans on same-sex marriage. Some of them have even drawn parallels between the gay rights movement and the struggle for acceptance of atheism. But support for gay rights is far from universal among atheists. I've had the displeasure of experiencing this personally. When someone is openly hostile, dismissive, or insulting towards homosexuality, it seems they're just as likely to be atheist as they are to be religious. I've encountered atheists who have essentially told me, "I agree with what you're saying, but fuck you, faggot." And considering the topics I discuss, I'm well aware that some people will be deeply bothered by what I'm saying, but atheists are the last group I expected to get such angry reactions from. Now, I realize it's possible that these atheists don't hate gay people, they just hate me. But the ways in which they choose to express this reveal such vulgar attitudes that this seems unlikely. And I suspect that for some atheists, their claim to support gay rights is just a thin veneer of tolerance hiding a true discomfort with gay people. Perhaps they're okay with the idea of homosexuality in theory, but they'd rather not be reminded that gay people actually exist or may even be different from them. It's like saying, "Oh, I'm fine with gay people as long as they don't act gay and I never have to know that they're gay." The kind of conditional acceptance that nobody would even think to impose upon heterosexuals. And when they do encounter an actual gay person, they are not happy about being forced to acknowledge reality. This becomes particularly obvious on the internet, where anonymity emboldens them to say exactly what they're thinking, and it's not a pretty sight. Of course, this narrow view of tolerance is not limited to atheists, and the anti-gay prejudice expressed by some atheists pales in comparison to the sheer magnitude of hatred perpetuated by religious groups. But it is still disconcerting to see this particular prejudice among atheists, perhaps because atheists are often viewed as being more rational than religious people, to the extent that religious people will sometimes say, "Oh, you atheists think you're so smart." Well, not necessarily. The only thing atheists have in common is that they don't believe in any gods. Rejecting the most widespread manifestation of irrationality does not automatically make you a rational person. Atheists are still capable of being totally irrational, and this is plain to see when they try to explain why they don't like gay people. They invariably resort to using the most obviously flawed arguments, the kind of thing you'd expect to hear from religious people, which is especially ironic because these anti-gay atheists would probably have the good sense to reject these arguments outright if they were coming from religious people. But it's so disheartening when your fellow atheists discard rationality because it contradicts their prejudice. Atheism does not need to be associated with that. I would suggest that these people re-examine the basis for their values, and hopefully they'll find that there's no reason to call someone a fucking queer. Otherwise, you risk being mistaken for a religious fundamentalist, and treated like one.